The pros and the cons. The cons, let's talk about the cons, why people stay away from Daf Yomi. They say it's no good. They say that you don't retain much. You're learning so much, you don't retain. It's a good taina, a very good taina. And to that I say, if every day you retain one idea, one concept, you learn one new halacha, just for that it's worth it. They say, you go too fast. We're going too fast. I learned in yeshiva. We did 2 daf in 6 months. What's this, a daf a day business? So when I was in the 5 towns, I was introduced to a Talmud Chacham over there, who spent his entire life up until recently in chinuch, and he went out to the workforce. He's in his 40s, went out to the workforce. And his wife told me that he doesn't really have time to learn Torah. So I started shmuzing. I said, no, maybe you should join the daf. He said, daf. You go too fast. It's way too fast for me. So I said, okay, I'll make you a deal. If you could answer this question, then you don't do the daf. He said, besides the carbon Pesach on Pesach, how many karbanos is one mechuyev to bring on Pesach? Didn't know. So the guy that's been learning his whole life, didn't know. I said, you heard about carbon chagiga? Yeah, I know it. I said, how many are there? I don't know. Tesvav, Yudalid, or Laria, no, he didn't know. Well, he didn't keep his end of the deal, I don't think. He's not going to join us. What else? They say lumdus. You gotta learn with lumdus. You gotta learn slow, you gotta understand. It's true. I learned my whole life slow and lumdus. But at the end of the day, people are working and they're not learning at all. So at least chaperayna daf, put some Torah in your life. And here's the biggest Yetzer Hara. The biggest Yetzer Hara is you miss a daf. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. There's a simcha or le'aleinu something else. You can't learn and you miss a daf or two. And what happens is the Yetzer Hara says you got to make it up. And you try to make it up and it doesn't work. You start falling behind even more and even more. And eventually you fall off the bandwagon. And imagine, it comes to Siyam Hashas. Instead of making a Siyam on 2,711 daf, you don't make a Siyam at all. Why? Because in Masechtas Yuma you missed 3 daf. That perfectionism is what kills Daf Yomi and what throws everybody off the bandwagon. And so many people told me that this idea of no matter what, if you missed 5 daf, 7 daf, we had one of the guys in the Chabura, Henach. His brother was nifta at a very young age and he sat Shiva for 7 days. And he told us that immediately after Shiva, he jumped on board to where the daf is holding. Like we preach every day. And Baruch Hashem, by the time Sachem was over, he made all the 7 daf up. That's the way to do it. You jump ahead, and it's not just a Yisod in Daf Yomi, it's a Yisod in all of life. In Shnayim Mikra Echatargum, many people came over and said, you saved my Shnayim Mikra. Because what happened was, back in the day, they would miss one parsha, and that was it. They're done with Shnayim Mikra. So you just skip that parsha. So you did Chamisha Chum Shitar minus 1 parsha. What's the big deal? It's good for diet. Because you ate that one donut, you're done with the diet. So you continue weiter. You saw it in life. Now what are the pros? My favorite saying, Daf Yomi is not about the daf, it's about the Yomi. The consistency of the daf. To be consistent every single day to learn Torah no matter what. It's an amazing thing. It changes your life when you learn Torah every single day. You don't have to worry about your chavrusa not showing up. You don't have to worry about oversleeping. There's no chavrusa. You're doing the daf. Everybody's doing the daf. The consistency. You're doing it on Yom Kippur, and you're doing it in Disney World. You're doing it on Sundays. You're doing it everywhere, any place. You're always learning. Every day, no matter what, you're learning. It's an unbelievable thing. If I wasn't doing the daf right now, I wouldn't be learning because I showed up from America just a few hours ago. But you have to do the daf. The consistency. Right over here. It's guaranteed to change your life. It's guaranteed to make you a better person. Ask anybody. The number 1 comment that I got in America now, people came over to me, you changed my life. I didn't change your life. The Torah changed your life. When you learn Torah every day, your life changes. You become a better father, a better husband, a better business person. a better person. And the achdus, the unbelievable achdus that it creates within the shir. When Sruli Gordon in Lakewood, Nebuch lost his 8-year-old son, the amount of achdus that was shown, he wrote us an email that that's what kept him going during Shiva. People drove 4 hours in each direction to get to see him. A Lubavitcher from Crown Heights that never met him drove 2 hours to see him. The emails, somebody sent a kayak for his son, the computers, the gifts, the whole camaraderie, the achdus was unbelievable. And it's not just him. When Stephen Sokolow was in the hospital, the 40-year-old with COVID, there were people that called him twice a day, and he said that brought him back to life. So the achdus, the camaraderie is unbelievable. And it's not just our daf. It's any daf that you learn. You can go to any shul in the world and pick up a shir there, and it unites Klal Yisrael as a whole. And especially our shir, that we have such achdus, such variety of people. You should have seen in Muncie, from the Kippas Rugas to the Kras the Pious, to the long beards, no beards, this kippah, that kippah, it didn't matter. We were all there doing one thing, learning Torah, dancing in the same circle. It was unbelievable. Tremendous achdus, tremendous mishpacha. Shas, I just want to finish off the list there. Shas includes everything. As Taisa says, it includes Torah, Nevi'im, Ksuvim, Halacha, Agada, everything. So when you learn the daf, you're learning all of Torah, Nigla, Nistar, everything. And, as I mentioned before, every single daf almost has something new in it. A new concept, a new halacha, a new idea. I'm scared to say this one. Last time I said it, I got a nasty email. I said 90% of people that are traveling are doing Daf Yomi. Unfortunately, I was on a flight. I didn't see anybody learning. So I can't. So I'm gonna go up. It's 95%. He was all mad at me. It's like, who told you did a research? No, I didn't do research. Just common sense tells me that when you're learning lumdus and that, you usually don't bring Reb Chaim's or Baruch Bears on the plane. I've never seen it, but those guys typically don't even travel. Okay, whatever it is, 60% of the people, whatever you want to say. But you see guys with the Gemara online, in an amusement park, it's always Daf Yomi guys, and that's a very important thing about Daf Yomi. And also, as I mentioned, I stuck it in, but there's nothing like starting off the day with Daf Yomi, and if it's not the start, in middle, but nothing like having that daf. It makes you feel so much better. All right, fine.